So at the time of filming this video, I'm just a few short days away from heading to a UK staycation in order to celebrate my birthday. And just to also get a little bit of a change of scenery, because I don't know about you, if you've been in the UK for as long as I have, which is basically since lockdown started last year, I'm getting a little bit of cabin fever, to say the least. I just need to get the hell out of London, and I thought an escape to the countryside, especially to places where I haven't actually been before at all, despite living in the UK basically for most of my adult life. So I thought, you know what? It's time to gas up the Mellowmobile. We're going regional. I'm gonna be going off for a 1-week staycation to Devon and Cornwall, which I hear are very beautiful places. I'm really disappointed in myself that I haven't been before because I hear so much great stuff about both of those places. To segue nicely into what today's video is going to be about, I'm going to be packing my luggage for the trip. And as you can see behind me, the luggage that I will be using is my Louis Vuitton set. It's the luggage that I've used pretty much for all of my away trips for the last year, at least the Keepall anyway, because the On The Go is a new purchase that I made. And the Keepall, like I mentioned, I've had this one for quite a while now, many years, I think almost 3 years from memory, and I've done videos about this one in the past as well. And the On The Go, I will obviously do a in-depth video at some point. That's why I just wanted to share today's video with you quickly, because I'm going to be packing anyway. In fact, actually, at the time you're probably watching this video, I may already be in Devon and Cornwall / on my way back or already back. But we haven't quite mastered the art of time travel just yet, so I can't really get out of the admin of having to pack all of this stuff and fast forward straight to, you know, being on a beach somewhere, hopefully in the sunshine with a massive glass of wine. But I thought actually this video might be helpful, not just one, because I get a lot of questions on my Keepall in particular, and number two, I thought it might be helpful just to share a few tips and tricks on how I personally pack for holidays. I, pre-pandemic anyway, used to travel a hell of a lot, basically every month. I'll just start with a little bit of preface around just general tips that I have to pack your luggage. So the first thing, and it's probably the most obvious, but I'm not sure that a lot of people do it, is pack in advance. And I'm not saying the evening before, no, I'm saying days, if not a week in advance. I am just by nature a very proactive and planning kind of person. When it comes to a short amount of time in a certain place for holidays or whatever, I like to make sure I get the most out of my day, and also I guess out of my money if I'm not there for that much time. That's why I like to pack early, because I can always just leave the packing there and not come back to it until a day or two before, just to refresh my memory of what outfits I thought I was going to pack, and making sure I have all of my technology and everything in place and all my documentation. But you can't go back in time once you're at the airport or at the location to then run back and get the things that you've forgotten. So I'd always recommend to pack early in advance. I mean, I'm packing 3 days in advance at the time of filming this. You could even pack 7 days, but also then you could come back and revisit how you've been packing. And if you can be bothered, make a list on your phone or have it on an old-fashioned notepad of the things that you're probably going to bring, or even just categories if you can't be bothered to do the full list, if you find that too pedantic, which I totally get. And I felt like for this trip then, with all that in mind, so planning ahead, knowing, you know, how many days I'm going for, where I'm actually going to, checking also things like the weather forecast there, any other kind of restrictions and things. I basically had to keep that in mind when making my little list mentally, and also I guess on my phone as well, which is where I do most of my list making activities, to make sure that I bring outfits accordingly. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into actually packing the damn things, and I'll start with the Keepall, because the Keepall is the main luggage item that will be fitting the bulk of the stuff that I will be needing for the week. Like I mentioned, this is the Louis Vuitton Keepall bandoulière, so it has a handy shoulder strap for your comfort, and this is in the monogram Eclipse, and it has actually a little pocket inside, which is unique, I think, to the Keepall bandoulières, because they usually don't have a pocket inside. This is actually, I think, from the menswear collection, because usually I think a lot of you guys will see the just plain monogram version or the Damier Ebene versions, I think are quite popular, but this one is the monogram Eclipse, and it is in the size 45. What you'll be able to see inside, hopefully, is something a little bit different to the Keepall, and that's because I actually have a bag insert. I've never had a bag insert of any kind. In fact, at some points, I was actually morally against having them because I thought if a bag doesn't have the pockets, it's just not doing its job as a bag. But actually, over time, I've realised, and in fact, I also have a bag organiser for the on-the-go as well, which is in here, but I'll take it out in a bit when I come to packing this bag specifically. I came to realise over the many years that I was using this Keepall. As you can see here, it's just an empty cabin. There's no real structure to the bag. It's squishy. It can basically be malleable to any kind of shape, and it's great in the sense that you can fold it flat. So when it comes to actually storing the bag, what you can do is you can flatten it, and the sides will go inwards, and you can store it flat if you really need to for a split moment. But obviously when it comes to actually taking care of the bag and ensuring it lasts for as long as it possibly can without any cracking or wrinkling or anything like that, you kind of want to make sure the bag has a good, stable, puffy structure, when you're storing the bag. And I guess when it comes to even then traveling, you don't want it to be warped in all kinds of random shapes, which over the times I've been using them for many weekend trips and longer trips as well, I have found it a little bit annoying and a bit cumbersome to have to then put things in a Tetris way so that it creates that perfect kind of bowling bag shape, which is why I then explored the idea of having a bag insert. And I guess for me, it's a bit of a reframing because it's not necessarily the pockets that I need in the bag insert itself, even though the bag insert that I have, which I'll talk about, does have that organisation, which is great. It's a nice to have, but ultimately for me, this is not necessarily like an organiser. It's actually a bag shaper, a base shaper, so that it keeps that nice plump look. And also when I do store it away, I actually put air paper within the organiser so that it really does retain that nice bowling bag kind of shape. So I realise I've been yabbering on about this bag insert and I haven't actually told you where I've got it from. I ultimately went for this bag insert from, as some of you may guess already, because it's a very, very big brand, and it's Samorga. And actually for me, it made sense the fact that Samorga is the originating brand for bag organisers. I believe they started in 2010, so obviously a decade has passed and they're still very, very well known for the quality and also for being, I guess, market leading in that way. They have tons of stuff for loads of different designer brands on their website. It's probably the biggest catalogue I've ever seen for bag inserts ever, and they also have great bag accessories and handles and things like that, bag straps in general, which I absolutely love. In fact, there's one later that I will show you. For the Keepall here, I picked a blue, obviously very dark navy blue colour. This is, I believe, in blueberry, so I was really going for a kind of fruit theme because that one's cherry, this one's blueberry. And as you can see, this bag is very sad and deflated looking. I'm not doing anything to it. You can see it just wants to make that flat pack shape by itself. And then of course, as soon as I put the bag insert in, it wants to flatten here. I need to put its stuff in it, but already it's holding a lot more of that shape. And as you can see inside, there's a slight pop of colour. It's not super overwhelming. I do think a red could have been nice in here actually, but I wanted something a little bit different just to see how they'd look inside the bag. So for full disclosure, these bag inserts were very kindly gifted to me by the Samorga team, so thank you guys very, very much, because I'm really, really loving using them, and it's not one of those things where I'm just saying it because, and this video is in no way, shape or form sponsored by them. And they were also kind enough to give me a discount code that I can also pass on to you in case you're interested in getting these inserts. I get no kickbacks or commissions, anything like that, by the way, from you using it. I'm sure a lot of people have these codes anyway, but if you do want to get 20% off these bag inserts, you can use code Meloncello, it's essentially just my name, isn't it, to get 20% off, which I personally have used myself to buy additional products. In fact, my mum, funny enough, has a friend who has the on-the-go tote, so I've used my own personal discount codes on that and other things as well. So it's not like I'm just shilling so that you can use my code. Absolutely not like that. I'm in no way compelled to make this video. I get nothing from talking about them. Anyway, with that all being said, because this video, like I mentioned, is not a sponsored thing, we're not just talking about Samorga here, we're talking about how to pack the damn bags. And so actually what I'll do, just to show you it a little bit in more detail, I'm going to pack the organiser, and then I'm going to slot the organiser into the bag itself. So for a bit, this bag's going to have to sag very low to the point that it's going to go out of shot. What you do not see behind the trickery of the camera is there's just a bomb site of absolute mayhem that is accumulated in front of me, and I won't show you because I still want to keep a little bit of mystique. So I'm going to start with some bottoms. I'm going to start with this pair of jeans, this pair of Stella McCartney jeans. I think I've gone for quite a neutral palette because when I did my research, it was related to the tip that I had earlier around, you know, checking out exactly where you're going to be going and the weather and things like that. I've checked out also the specific locations that we want to visit. I look at the sceneries, and I think neutral, especially because it's not going to be super warm, is going to be the best option actually. So this is my only pair of jeans that I'm going to be bringing because everything else is going to have a little bit more print, I think, and you'll see that throughout. But this is a pair of Stella McCartney jeans. I love them a lot. This is my go-to acid wash pair of jeans, and as you can see, I burrito my jeans. In fact, I will be burritoing, as though that's some sort of actual word that people use. I will be burritoing all my items because I do find that it's, in the true kind of Marie Kondo kind of way, it saves a lot of space, and also I can then see what's going on. And I've got this nice skirt that I actually bought from, it's by L'Académie, which I think I bought from Revolve many years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and it's just like this nice kind of schoolgirl, like preppy skirt. But you know, I wanted a skirt to bring, and I usually will bring one of each thing because you never know, you could have a nice bit of sunshine, you might want to wear a skirt. And actually, I don't think I've bought any shorts really, or I lie, I bought a shorts, but they're actually under shorts. Just a very simple pair of booty shorts, and this is not necessarily to wear as shorts, even though these are like fitness shorts, but look how small they pack, very small, but I can wear them underneath the skirt. Or if we end up going like hiking a little bit or something, a bit of exercise, this can also be used for that. And then the final bottoms that I'm going to be bringing is this white pair of ASOS Ridley jeans, and they are the best, I swear by them. I've got two jackets, I think, and this is, I guess you wouldn't necessarily call it a jacket, it's a blazer, isn't it? And this one is a blazer that I actually got from Korea, it's called Number One. Likely I will be wearing this while I'm driving, so because this takes up a lot of space actually, but just to see how much volume we actually have inside the bag organizer, and it's like that. I will put it in there as well. And then the other jacket that I will be bringing, oops, and it's tied to the shirt, is this fairly new addition to my wardrobe, which is by Song of Style. I love the cut, especially on the neckline. That was the real big seller here, and it's just very lightweight. And those are the only jackets that I actually have. The rest are like tops and things like that now, so let's do those. And so I'll start with actually the only dress that I have currently, and this is a beautiful maxi length dress by Peterson. Peterson is so well known for their beautiful dresses. I got this on Revolve actually, and it's just stunning. I've worn it a few times. I always get compliments on this, and it's just perfect tropical kind of vibe, and it's long. It's got a long length, of course, which is going to be helpful for if it gets chillier. So let's do another kind of dress thing. I mean, this is a play suit, but it looks like a dress, and this is a Zimmermann play suit, floral play suit. This was from a couple of collections ago, and maybe years ago actually at this stage, and it's a beautiful floral one. I wanted something that was a bit floral and fun, and it's long sleeves, so even if it's a bit chilly, it's got the long sleeves, and also it's shorts at the bottom, so it's not like I'll have an upskirt moment if it's windy or anything like that. And actually those are the only two like dress items that I have. The others are now like small tops, so I always pick items which also have basics that I can switch in and out. And I guess what I mean by that is when I bring tops, so for example this top here, which is this nice silky blouse. This is obviously a neutral colour, but I could wear this with any kind of bottoms and mix and match it. And then I've also got little tops like this, which again, like I mentioned, you can mix and match with all the different bottoms, so you could have basically many different outfits. In fact, then I've also got this other top here, which is another lightweight kind of lacy kind of slip blouse here. And what's the great thing about these is that because it's hot, I can even wear these as kind of like pajamas as well. And I also have this other top which I've just noticed, which is a bit more of a sporty top, which is this Puma top that I actually got from ASOS. In fact, the other items I think I also got from ASOS as well. Oh, I just forgotten another top that I actually intend to bring. This one's a bit more dressy. This is an off-the-shoulder Kate Spade top, which I haven't worn in a while because I like to look in my wardrobe and making sure that obviously the occasion and the kind of weather and things like that is appropriate, that I'll whip out hopefully tops that I have and other clothing pieces that I haven't worn in a while. And this top I love so much. It's an off-the-shoulder detail. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to put this into the Keepall. Let's see if she fits, and then let's see what else we can get on top. Obviously you can't see much because it's covered in stuff, but it all fits in there, and also it will zip comfortably as well. And I'm actually going to put inside a sports set or a gym set because you never know what can happen. And I've got this beautiful gradient pair from Gymshark, which I actually bought from the Gymshark sale that just happened. And if you're watching my Instagram stories for a while, you'll know I pretty much exclusively wear Gymshark. What we can probably fit is a wash bag, and then we'll move on to the on the go. So I will actually put this wash bag, it's actually a BA wash bag. And after a bit of jiggling around, she zips fine. And actually, because of the bag insert that I have, the shape is pretty good. It's very rotund, it's very nice to see. And yeah, everything's organised as well. Anyway, let me move on to the on the go because that bag is packed. This, like I mentioned, it's got the Samorga bag insert here. It adds a lot of that shape, actually, much needed shape to an otherwise shapeless bag. As you can see, it wants to just kind of, I'll just hold it on the base so you can actually see what the bag wants to do. It just wants to sag inwards. And so now that I put this in, you can see, of course, it makes the world of difference. It doesn't want to cave in anymore. It keeps the structure and adds that little pop of colour. Like I said, a bit Louboutin-esque, you know? So that's quite nice. And I love also, by the way, I didn't mention it in the Keepall example, but they have little bottle holders, which I think are really nice. And obviously they have a lot of side pockets. So if you want to use this for more of like a work bag, loads of different pockets, in addition, obviously, to the zip compartment pocket that you already have inside the on the go, but it gives a lot more organisation if you are so inclined to use that kind of organisation. So let me pack the rest of the items that I have for this trip into this bag. And you may have noticed actually that I haven't put any shoes into any of my packing thus far. I actually have two pairs here that I will just demonstrate illustratively that I will put my on the go. Not sure if it will be in there permanently because, like I mentioned, I kind of cheated because I've got a car that I will be taking, so I can leave a lot of the footwear in the car, as well as other bring overflow bags as well. But just for the benefit of showing you what these bags can fit, I have two pairs of shoes. The first being a pair of heels, and I guess relating to the kind of tips and tricks that I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, obviously bearing in mind the places that I'm going to be going to, the length of time and things like that, I'm bringing this pair of Prada slingbacks. I love them a lot. Chunky heel, very practical for walking around in. I'm not going to get stuck in a pothole or something. And neutral as well. The colour will go with absolutely everything that I've already packed, which is great. And they're also patent leather, so they will hopefully be quite weather resistant and durable to any elements that pass my way. And also they're quite new to my collection, so I want to wear them a little bit more. So that's the thinking behind this pair of shoes here. And I always keep my shoes, of course, in little dust bag things that I get from random hotels and just wherever I get my hands on them, or for like dry cleaning and things. And now onto the other pair of shoes that I will be bringing. We have a pair of sneakers, and of course they are from my favourite brand, Chanel, because would it be a video by Mel if we didn't have something from Chanel? And that rhymed. We have a pair of Chanel leather sneakers in this gorgeous black and white, and it's got the Chanel on the back here. And now left we just have all the other random knickknacks and things that I need to bring, more admin stuff. So as a big bit of admin, obviously we're gonna have a bag of underwear and things like that. So this bag, I'm not gonna show you it because we don't need to see that kind of stuff, but you know what the gist is. And then I've just got like makeup and jewellery and things. So I've got my makeup bag here, that will just go straight in there. Then I've just got other jewellery boxes and things. So I usually carry like a mini jewellery case like this one. And I've also got boxes for like earrings and things like that. So I'll just tuck them on the side and slot them actually in the compartments of the organiser if I can. But then onto other admin bits, I've just got perfume. This is my Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede, my fave. And something is really kicking off in my neighbourhood. And then another important admin bit, which I really mustn't forget, which is why I'm putting it in here now, because this kind of stuff always happens when there's something you really want. Case in point, a pocket fan. Oh my goodness, that feels so good right about now. But it's so noisy while filming, so I'm going to turn her off, even though that was very satisfying, and now I'm just still drenched in sweat still. But yeah, this is a rechargeable one that I actually got from Hong Kong many years ago, and it was like the best purchase ever. But this is what I mean about packing early, because these kind of things you usually forget. I'll be bringing 2 other bags. I know it looks like a lot of designer bags, bougie bags, but like I said, I'll be having everything either in the car, in the hotel, and obviously with COVID times they can't come into our rooms to clean, I think, even now, so I think it'll be fine safety wise. The first one that I'm making the excuse to bring is a very special new bag that I just bought a couple of months ago, actually, at the time of filming this, and this is the Chanel pearl single flat bag, and it's very cool, obviously, with the pearl acrylic detail at the top there. And obviously this is so small that I can just put it, for the purposes of transporting this to the car anyway, I will just pop this on the top of the on-the-go bag like that, and then all's good. And you know, this bag even has, obviously, as a perk of the on-the-go, these 2 longer straps here. So, oops, let me get her out. Yeah, so I can carry like this if I feel like it's not convenient to grab like this. Obviously, I'm missing things like chargers and maybe a few like skin creams and things like that. You know, sunscreen I might still need, but that sort of stuff I'll probably pack until the very end, because I'll be using some of that stuff as we speak, especially like cables and things like that. But they can all slot in the side, but I think it's pretty much all packed from my perspective, at least like the core things. Like I said, I will be using this time before the trip to actually just refine what I've packed, and maybe if the weather perks up, I might add a few more dresses or something nice there. I'm bringing my trusty Chanel Coco handle, which I love so much. You guys have heard me talk about my beloved baby many times. I love her a lot. As you can see, I've also got lots of different personalization details to pimp her out. As you can see, case in point, my Dior Twilly Mitza scarf with M on it. I think it goes so well, and as you can probably also hear from the jingle jangle as well, and also see, I have this beautiful pearl chain handle to replace the rather more basic leather handle that came with this bag. Thankfully it's detachable, and thankfully there are D-rings of which I can hang off my own handles. And this is a Samorga chain crossbody handle strap, and this I think goes so well with the colour of this particular bag. Obviously the hardware is not direct match. This is gold, whereas the rest of the hardware is silver, kind of ruthenium. But I think actually if I was to use it even on, for example, the on-the-go bag, which is more goldy hardware, or other champagne gold hardware bags, and in fact even if you have a crook of the arm moment with the bag, you really can't see the gold there. I think it looks so cute, and you can actually get it in silver hardware. You can get them also in the shorter chain straps, which I think looks so cute for the mini Coco handles and the small Coco handles. I think they look super cute, and I just love how this looks. I think, oh, so cute. So I'm just going to pop her on here on top of everything that I've already packed, and that is everything that I'll be bringing for my UK staycation. So that is everything for this video. It was long enough already. I hope it was helpful, informative in some sort of way. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one.